it's you. Hi everybody, you know we love old guitars. You love old guitars. That's why you're looking at this video, because you love old guitars. So do we. So in the world of guitars, American icons, Martin and Gibson. Martin made flat top guitars for 100 years before Gibson made a flat top guitar. Gibson was kind of making cello type instruments and violin makers making instruments with F-holes typically. And they finally came around and they were like, okay, we should really start making flat tops too. One of the most legendary flat tops that they made is the J45. It just became this working man's tool. This sunburst Gibson J45, because of the tone. There are certainly guitars more valuable than the J45, like 30s J200s, but the J45. The J45 came out in the very early 40s, and this is a 46. And Gibson currently makes copies. They must have made 1 million of these, but back in this day, that factory was only making about 500 instruments a year. So this is a script logo, you know, cursive. There's a scripted logo as opposed to a block logo. These guitars from Gibson too have tapered headstocks. It's very skinny here, very fat there. That tapering brings the strings down at a greater angle, puts more pressure on the nut. It creates a little more mass and thus a little more ricochet as your string vibrates back and forth. Make sense? I know, geometry. And that's kind of what it is, geometry. This one came to us because we had it before. I remember, this is on consignment. And the guy who bought it from us said he had tried like 3 or 4 that we had in that day. They're getting rarer and rarer because more and more people are keeping and holding. And more younger people are keeping and holding. And since the pandemic, there's more guitar players. There's just so many to go around. This has a beautiful big neck. It's had a couple of cracks fixed, and so the back has been oversprayed. I think it's the original finish on the back. It certainly matches well to the sides, but it's been oversprayed, and the top is all original finish. The top has this skinny bridge and small pick guard. For you guys that love Gibsons, when they have the small pick guard, it means the braces are scalloped or skinnied out. So when they put on the bigger pickguard that goes up here touches the fingerboard, that's the era when they stopped doing thin braces. Why did they stop? Lifetime warranty. The tops are looser and freer, and they were afraid that the guitar would be too delicate to give a lifetime warranty, so they just braced them up. Plus, people were dragging guitars from gig to gig to gig. Everybody then, you know, the Great Depression, not a lot of people traveled around, but these guitars were built with, built under tension, the way the tops are. They're built with lighter wood, and they're built with lighter braces. This thing just growls. It will, if you have tinnitus, be careful because it's really loud. You can hear in the room here, all the guitars are ignited from this. This is a cool thing. I'm sorry we haven't done a video on this earlier because it's just, it's precious. It really is something that it is a collectible that will go up. And when you look at a pre-CBS Strat, pre-CBS Strats are like $25,000 and they are bolted together out of domestic hardwoods. And this guitar really is harder to make, harder to replicate, certainly harder to replicate, and the wood from this era is all but gone. So again, a real live 1946 script logo J45, that's something you just have to hear to believe. Wait, I got one more. We might even do a separate video, and that would start here with this guitar.
This is